We were happy to get out there and knock some rust off. I thought Presbyterian did a great job at spacing the floor and utilizing the weak side of the floor, and they really did a great job at getting some easy buckets against us. They made us adjust. I thought our team did a really great job at adjusting, especially in the third and fourth quarters. And then we got some really good play. I mean, with the two that are sitting up here, Chloe was perfect from the floor with the double-double. Lay did a great job at knocking down some threes for us.
Open up for questions just for the student athletes first at this time. Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you, Alan, with the first one.
Mylasia, you said after the SEC tournament opener you had some nerves. Today didn't look like any. What was kind of your feeling out process? It take a couple possessions to settle down your first tournament game. What was that like?
Me and my team, we just doing a great job just moving on to the next. So I feel like today we focus on winning this game so we can just prepare for the next game.
Let's go over the front. Pete.
Chloe, you were feeling it today. It looked like, was it important for you to have this kind of game knowing Camilla wasn't going to be there and then Bree was out too?
I feel like it was important for my confidence. Recently I've been low on confidence, but my coaches and teammates, they uplift me and they were finding me and just passing me the ball. And yeah.
Other questions for the student athletes? Let's go back to Pete again.
Chloe, this was your first NCAA tournament game. What was the experience like for you?
It was great. The atmosphere was great because we're home, so I loved that. And it was just happy. I was just excited to be here, really, with my teammates and just living in the moment, just enjoying every step of the way.
Other questions? Let's go to Chapel.
Hey, for Chloe, North Carolina's next up for y'all on Sunday. Just what do you remember about the game earlier this year, and what do you think are keys for y'all going into that one?
Last time we played them, they rebounded very well. It was a pretty close game, and we just got to play together, play aggressive, out-read about them, and, just keep playing how we've been playing together, and we'll be fine.
Any other questions for the student athletes? If not, we'll let them go. The locker room remains open for a little bit. We'll take questions now for Coach Staley. We'll start over here with Pete and go to Alan.
Dawn Bree's status, is she okay? She just needed to stay out today. Has she got a kind of a lingering issue or something that you're concerned about?
No, not concerned. I mean, it's just something that we felt like we had enough to go into this game and win the game, and then we'll see how she feels tomorrow. But she was fine.
Let's go to Alan.
You mentioned a second ago about your team adjusting second half. Is there anything specifically you felt like they adjusted well to, especially that could help you Sunday and going forward?
I don't know if Sunday it will help us, but I just thought they exploited our inability to guard on the weak side of the floor. We did a much better job collectively. Some players do have some work to do when it comes to that, but we did a great job covering up for from the first half to the second half.
Other questions for Coach Staley? Let's go to Chapel.
Hey, Dawn, you mentioned earlier in the week you stopped by the team hotel for Sacred Heart and Presbyterian. Coach said yesterday, her girls were kind of fangirling seeing you. What makes it important to do stuff like that and kind of give these 16 seeds a good time down here in Columbia, would you say?
They requested it. I mean, they requested it, and if they have enough, I wouldn't say gall, but to want to meet me, I'm going to make it possible for them to meet me. I think it's important for us to, even if they just know some of the history of our game, I think that was really important, and I'm all for making sure our history's in a great place. But we talk more about me being on the Martin show than actually basketball stuff.
Any other questions for Coach Staley? Go back to Pete in front.
We pulling teeth up in here, huh?
Dawn, I mean, this was another, again, you knew you were going to be without Camilla. The team's done, you know, they've won all their games when she hadn't played. Were you happy with how they responded at the floor, having 2 starters out today?
Yes, yes. I mean, granted, you want your full squad. We've been very successful when we've had our full squad. You know, we have two starters out, and I don't. In preparation of it, I don't think about having 2 starters out. We just worry about who we have that's ready to play, and we just try to coach them up. So, I mean, they've had enough experience. Fagan started for us before. I mean, she's one of our most experienced post players. She did a great job. Tessa, on the other hand, you know, she's got to start here and there. But it was good for her to feel what it's like to start, because it's cool to start, but you have to do that on a regular basis. It's taxing mentally, physically, and you're held to a certain responsibility every day in practice. So, you know, it's cool to do it. It's cool to be that starting 5, but then, you know, come game 5, come half of the season, come end of the season when you're banged up, when you have to fight through mentally and physically, you don't know what that feels like. She's got a glimpse of what it feels like to do it in the postseason play, and she got a work cut out for her. But I think she just held her own. She didn't hit any shots today, but it was a really good learning lesson for all of us and for her.
Back to Chapel.
Dawn, just your memories from the UNC game earlier this year, and obviously they played y'all close in the Sweet 16 a few years ago. What you're looking at, and maybe why they've been able to keep those games really competitive last few times.
I mean, they what they do well. I mean, they get down in transition. They push the ball at you. Us B runs like incredibly well, and they get her the ball early in their offense. Deja Kelly is you know, she's hard to deal with, especially in ball screen action, and she's a seasoned guard that plays really well. God Dang is a great addition to their team, and she does a great job at holding serve in the paint. It makes it very difficult for teams to drive that ball at them. Donarski's great defender. You know, she's a dagger-like player if you give her open looks. Just real great cohesive team that plays really physical. And if you beat them, you have to beat them. Yeah, there isn't any, they're not going to give you anything easy. So it should be a battle. Should be a battle on Sunday.
Alan.
Chloe was talking about her confidence a second ago. Where do you see the biggest difference in her than last March, and how much do you think going through a tournament last year off the bench helps her right now?
I mean, last year helped her work a little bit harder in the off season to really understand what she needs to do to play at this level and consistently play at this level. And I think just, you know, she's really a freshman when you really look at it. So I think she's handled it well. But again, it's taxing. You know, it is really, really hard to play consistently, you know, at this level. For the schedule that we continue to have in the non-conference, our conference is pretty hard. So I think her progression's going quite nicely. Like, she's well above what a normal freshman plays like.
Anything else for Coach Staley? Seeing none?
Thank you all.
Thank you, Coach. See you tomorrow.